The Dallas YouTube scene has been blowing up with videos about huge price drops in new construction. You know, we're talking $20, $50, even $100,000, you know, these huge price drops. And, you know, and buyers are drawn to the opportunity. And hey, I'm with you on this one, all right? I love getting a good deal. But what if I told you that's all a ruse? Like, what if the deals are a hoax and buyers are being sucked into a scam? Now, what do I mean by that? Well, a lot of times in Dallas new construction, you'll see an overpriced home have a huge price reduction and still be ridiculously overpriced. So even though it's discounted, it doesn't matter because it's still overpriced. Well, in this video, I am blowing the whistle on the fake discounts. We're actually gonna go in and look at these so-called discounts and figure out if they actually are discounted or not. And I should clarify here, okay? Does this mean our builders are nefarious and trying to pull one over on you? Well, maybe, all right, but not necessarily, all right? It's all business to them. And they are just constantly testing out the market to see what it'll support. Now, the thing is, you have to be the informed and empowered buyer with a plan to see through all that. And this video is a great place to start, all right? Because we're going to expose the fake discounts and uncover the real opportunities. So by the end of this video, you're going to know which builders are offering real discounts and which ones aren't. All right, well, one of the videos I watched recently highlighted David Weekley homes, claiming they were offering deep discounts in the Painted Tree subdivision that's located in McKinney. Well, that caught my attention, so I decided to take a closer look. I pulled up their available homes, and sure enough, they do have several currently on the market. From there, I found the most comparable ones to their sold homes, checked out their original list prices, and then compared them to their reduced prices. Okay, so did I see price reductions? Well, yeah, I mean, they were noticeable, okay? We're talking $28,000, $25,000, and $15,000, right? So that's not bad. But did that mean we were actually looking at good deals? Well, to find out, I dove into the data. I ran a market analysis, made sure all comparable sales were within the Painted Tree subdivision, built by David Weekley, within plus or minus 500 square foot of the midpoint, and closed within the last 90 days. Okay, so once I had all that data, all right, I took the average price per square foot, multiplied it by the home's square footage. Now, what I've just walked you through there, okay, is the process for finding a comparative market analysis. What I found was surprising. Even after their price reductions, the sampling of homes I used for David Weekley were all still overpriced. Okay, and we're talking very overpriced by $110,000, $31,000, and $29,000. So are we looking at a deal here? Well, unfortunately, even with the discounts, David Weekley's homes in Painted Tree are still way overpriced. So based on this current pricing, I mean, we are absolutely saying this is not a good deal. But that led me to the next question. If the video I watched isn't spot on and David Weekley isn't offering any real steals right now, are there better deals with other builders in Painted Tree? Okay, is there anything that we're gonna find to get excited about? I decided I was going to take a look, but I do want to offer a bit in the way of explanation first. In Painted Tree, and really any community, the numbers tell a story, one that reveals where the deals are and where they aren't. A home's value is not determined by the price a seller wants, what a builder lists it for, or how much a builder reduces the price. So I want you to remember this key phrase, okay? Are you ready? A home's value is determined by closed sales. All right, that is our anchor. That's our fact-checking metric. So to find these real deals, I'm comparing actively listed homes against recently closed sales of identical or near identical properties. If a home is truly a great deal, all right, the sold homes should be higher in price than what's currently for sale. Like, here's an example. If we saw a row of homes that recently closed at $500,000 and identical homes just like it listed for $400,000, that would be a clear sign of a real discount. All right, but is that what's happening? Are there deals in Painted Tree right now? Or are buyers completely overpaying? Well, we saw what was going on with David Weekley. All right, so now let's check out our other builders. Well, right now there are 4 builders who have both active and sold homes, okay? So first up, CB Jeni. Now, if you're not familiar with CB Jeni, they are a subsidiary of Green Brick Partners. Now, if you haven't heard of Green Brick, okay, they are huge. They own 5 subsidiary home builders in Texas: CB Jeni, Normandy, Southgate, Trophy Signature, and a 90% interest in Center Living Homes. So you've got a very big company here, and they do build a high quality townhome, plenty of which you're going to find in Painted Tree. Right now they have 7 homes for sale with prices ranging from $392,000 to $464,000. 3 of those homes are showing what look like solid price cuts, okay? But are they real? Again, because we know we're going to ask this question. Well, I compared the original prices to the so-called reduced prices, took a look at the discount, and then ran a full market analysis. Okay, you ready for the results? Not a single one was an actual deal. All right, the numbers don't lie. And unfortunately, CB Jeni's price drops are just a little bit of smoke and mirrors. I mean, they weren't hugely overpriced like what we saw with David Weekley, but still, there aren't any raging deals either. From there, I moved on to TriPoint Homes, specifically focusing on 2 of their collections, the Carriage Collection and the Inspiration Collection. So I analyzed 3 homes in each collection, again, comparing their original prices, price cuts, and discounts. Next, I took a look at their market value, all right? Out of these 6 homes I looked at, 5 were still overpriced, with only 1 offering a legitimate discount. All right, so the takeaway is, yeah, it's technically possible to get a deal on a TriPoint home, but they're not handing out discounts across the board. All right, you're gonna have to be strategic and informed. Now let's talk about Southgate Homes. Now this is where things get interesting. Southgate is your higher end builder in Painted Tree, and which I should point this out, all right? Painted Tree as a whole offers a solid mix of styles and price points, which is something I always really like seeing. Right now, there are 70 homes for sale, ranging from entry-level townhomes at $392,000 to your luxury Southgate homes, which are gonna, top out at about like $1.15 million. So, unlike neighborhoods where, one builder dominates a price range and all the houses look the same, I like that Painted Tree offers variety, okay, and that is a very good thing. So what's happening with Southgate's pricing? Well, I went in just like I did with the others, right, being careful to ensure I was comparing the homes that were comparable in all respects. So I checked out their original price, any price reductions and discounts, and then the market value. And I was pleasantly surprised by this one, all right? Southgate is actually offering true discounts. Okay, but are you ready for this twist, all right? They're not slashing prices with big flashy markdowns. Instead, they are honestly and legitimately starting out at a lower price. So, in the midst of the noise and all the hoopla, Southgate is playing it straight. So good job on this one, Southgate. Then I took a look at trophy homes from a design standpoint. I'm gonna tell you, I love the modern look that you can get with a trophy home, but I will say there's an issue here, okay? As much as Painted Tree as a whole has some good variety, all right, Trophy is seriously lacking in variety here. All right, their floor plans and their elevations are super repetitive. I mean, they are just choosing not to add a lot of variety here. That being said, analyzing their pricing was super easy. All right, they have a lot of homes on the market, and I compared 3 of them. I compared their original prices, price cuts, and discounts, okay? And then next, I took a look at their market value. Well, 1 was overpriced, 1 was priced right at market value, and 1 was discounted. So Trophy isn't making a strong case for deals in this community. When I wrapped up my analysis for Painted Tree, I had looked at 5 builders and 16 homes. All right, so what are the final numbers? Well, only 4 homes were priced below market value, with Southgate leading the way in fair pricing. Meanwhile, 1 home was priced like right at market value, and then you had 11 homes that were overpriced, even when they were advertising like your super steep discounts. So can you get a deal in Painted Tree? Yeah, you just have to really keep an eye on the numbers. All right, because the market is flooded with homes that appear to be discounted, but they're still overpriced. The deals are right in there with the overinflated listings, which means you can score a sweet deal if you do your homework. Actually, let me back up for just a minute, because the issue we have with that is that Texas is a non-disclosure state. And what that means is you won't have access to sales data to do that homework. I mean, basically, you're gonna have to rely on a realtor who takes a data-driven approach to home buying. Well, that's absolutely what we do. So if you're buying in Dallas, we would love to help. If that sounds good to you, we can get connected through our Let's Find Home questionnaire that you can find in the description section. Let's get back to our whistleblowing though, because I also watched a video advertising huge discounts on Britton homes in the Fields in Frisco. Now, the video was describing how these discounts are just a rare opportunity for the Fields, and that what we're in, this unique pocket, and that it's not gonna last long. And I'm just gonna tell you, that whole FOMO, buy right now scene really drives me crazy, because it's the opposite of how home buying should be approached. But anyway, all right, let's check out these deals and see if they really are deals, okay? The idea here, people, is don't trust the builder, okay? Don't trust realtor hype. Get the data and make the decision as an empowered and informed buyer. Well, Britton has absolutely been a hotspot in Fields. They have sold 29 homes in the past 90 days. They've accepted offers as low as 91.5% of their list price. But the real question is, how are they pricing their homes right now? And are all of these supposed price reductions actually real? Their current homes for sale range from 3,800 to 4,200 square foot, so that's where I focused my market analysis. One thing that stands out, they've been raising prices on some homes. Now, this isn't unusual, right? You see it all the time with builders. Prices are constantly shifting up and down, often as a way to create urgency. Like one day, it's a special discount to make you feel like you need to act now. And then the next, they'll tell you, well, prices are increasing next week, all right? And that's meant to push buyers off the fence. Well, whether it's market testing, or a deliberate strategy, all right, your key takeaway is that pricing is fluctuating constantly and you can't take anything at face value. So what's actually happening with Britton at Fields? Well, I compared the original prices to any changed pricing, took a look at the discount if there was one, and then ran a full market analysis. Based on the analysis, they've raised prices on 3 homes and lowered the price on just 1. And here's where it gets interesting. Out of those 4 homes, 3 are overpriced and only 1 is actually discounted. All right, but the kicker, the one home that's legitimately a deal actually just had its price raised slightly. This is why you can't just watch for falling prices and assume you're getting a steal. I mentioned I watched a video hyping up the idea that Britton homes and Fields are an incredible deal right now. But looking at the numbers, all right, you got a 1 in 4 chance of actually scoring a good deal while the other 3 homes are overpriced. So can you get a good deal? Well, maybe, but only if you know what you're looking at and don't get caught up in the builder's pricing games, all right? Now guys, this is not all that difficult either, all right? It really isn't. All you want, you just want to request a good market analysis and go in as an informed buyer. Okay, so if Britton isn't exactly bringing it home in big discounts, how about our other builders in Fields? Well, let's take a look at Olivia Clark Homes. Now, if you're not familiar with them, they're offering what you would consider the budget-friendly option in Fields. Now, budget is relative here, all right? We're talking prices between like $625,000 and $740,000 in a community where the median sales price is $1,367,000. What you're getting for that price is a 2-story duplex with your kitchen and living on the main floor and just a tiny sliver of a yard. Now, some of you would probably hate that. All right, but there are actually, plenty of buyers where it's actually a plus, because not everyone wants the hassle of maintaining a big yard. And if that's you, all right, and your main goal is simply just getting into Fields, Olivia Clark could be a solid option. All right, but let's talk about their pricing. They've been advertising price reductions, which of course, again, sounds great, but the real question is, are they actually reducing prices, or is it just builder marketing? Well, to find out, once again, I dug into the data, right? I compared original prices to any changed pricing, took a look at the discount, and then ran a full market analysis. So when it comes to Olivia Clark, okay, here's what I found. 2 of them were overpriced. 1 was listed at about the right market value, but none of them were true steep discounts. That's despite the fact that some of these homes show price drops of up to $90,000. So on the surface, again, that looks like a huge deal. But when you dig deeper, it turns out those discounts aren't actually bringing the homes below market value. They're just adjusting from inflated starting prices. Well, Taylor Morrison is up next, and they're offering single-family homes on very narrow lot lines. So if you're looking at one of these, expect a narrow 2-story design. It's a layout that works for certain buyers, but it's definitely something to consider before jumping in. One interesting thing I've noticed, okay, occasionally I get buyers from out of state who actually want their primary bedroom on the second floor. Well, that is not common in Dallas, okay? But with duplexes and single family homes on tiny lots, okay, like these, you can get that, okay? You can get the primary bedroom on the second floor. So if that's high on your wish list, all right, Taylor Morrison could be a good option for you. Plus, if you want a low maintenance yard, but you still want access to all the amenities Fields has to offer, these homes could be a great fit. As for pricing, Taylor Morrison homes start in the 730s and go up to just over 800,000. They've got a few price reductions, but as always, right, we're gonna dig deeper, okay? Because we're asking this question, are these actual discounts? Or are they just moving numbers around? So once again, I analyzed the numbers. I compared the initial listing prices to the reductions, took a look at the discounts, and conducted a full market analysis. Well, what I found out is the results are mixed, okay? Out of the 4 homes I analyzed, 3 are still overpriced. 1 is priced at market value, and none of them are deep discounts or great deals. So if you've been seeing price drops on Taylor Morrison homes in the Fields and thinking you might be getting like a great steal, okay, the data says otherwise. It's another case where the pricing looks attractive at first glance, but then once you break it down, there's just not much of a true discount actually happening. Okay, so far, despite all the videos out there hyping up massive discounts, I really hadn't found any huge home runs. All right, so sure, we were seeing, you know, those price reductions, but nothing that screamed amazing deal once you actually took a deep dive into the numbers. Well, I really wanted to dig a little deeper, so I decided I was gonna go ahead and check out Celina. All right, with as much new construction inventory there, I wanted to see if things were any different. Well, I went through 30 different communities, all right, combing through the pricing and the market data. And out of all of them, okay, I did find at least 5, all right, 5 communities that had some serious potential, okay? Places where builders were actually pricing their homes competitive and offering some legitimate discounts. Beyond that, I also found several more communities that were being very realistic with their pricing, okay? Homes that were listed like right at market value. And that's important, okay? Because when builders start pricing correctly from the beginning, it usually means there's room for negotiation. So with the right approach, you probably could get them to come down even more. Okay, so we have checked out 3 different cities, several communities. I hope by now it's clear we can look at price reductions all day long. But unless you back it up with actual sales data, you won't know if it's a real deal or just a marketing strategy. You know, I mentioned this in the beginning, but there is just a lot of buzz out here in Dallas when it comes to checking out YouTube. So what I would really encourage you to do is look past the hype. All right, there's a lot of talk about how, you know, Dallas is growing and, you know, it has all these new opportunities that will cause it to grow even more. You know, Dallas is the top housing market in the country, you know, and on it goes. There is so much hype out there that encourages you just to buy because, you know, Dallas is the land of opportunity. At the end of the day, as an informed buyer, you have to be able to see past all that hype and focus on your core issue, okay? Because I don't care how amazing Dallas is or how fast it's growing, all right? Your home is an investment and you don't want to overpay and be upside down. What all the Dallas cheerleaders don't tell you is there are actually a lot of homeowners that are upside down right now. So many have reached out to me that I actually made an entire video describing what was going on, how this happened to them, and how to keep it from happening to you. Now, if you're interested, check out that video right here, and I'll see you there.